Tradition is not the worship of dust, but the preservation of fire. Today, in the esteemed halls of Utkal University, as we embark on a journey through time, exploring the world's ancient traditions and culture. From the echoes of timeless dances to the whispers of forgotten folklore, these traditions are living testaments to humanity's quest for identity, beauty, and wisdom. Good afternoon, esteemed dignitaries, respected teachers, scholars, and dear friends. I sincerely welcome you all to this distinguished lecture on exploring world's ancient traditions and culture. To honor our welcome, our guests and dignitaries, I would like to request our students to offer them a token of our respect and regard. Please, students. Before we start, I would like to request our dignitaries to please light the lamp as we seek the blessings of Almighty before we proceed.
दीपं ज्योति परं ज्योति दीपं ज्योति जनार्दनः दीपो हरितु मे पापम् दीपज्योति नमोऽस्तुते शुभं करतु कल्याणम् आरोग्यं सुखसम्पदः द्वेषबुद्धिविनाशाय आत्मज्योति नमोऽस्तुते आत्मज्योति प्रदीप्ताय ब्रह्मज्योति नमोऽस्तुते ब्रह्मज्योति प्रदीप्ताय गुरुज्योति नमोऽस्तुते
I now request our Honorable Vice Chancellor Ma'am, Professor Savita Acharya, to felicitate our Chief Speaker, Professor Yashwant Pathak Sir, Associate Dean, University of South Florida, USA, and our guest of honor, Mr. Sandeep Kavishwar, Organizing Secretary, ICCS, Bharat. May I now request our Chief Speaker, Professor Yashwant Sir, to please felicitate our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Savita Acharya Ma'am.
मैडम टिके साइड हो
With due respect, I would like to call on the mic Professor Bhashwati Patnaik Ma'am to give the welcome address. Please, ma'am.
Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Savita Acharya Ma'am, esteemed Chief Speaker of the day, Dr. Yashwant Pathak ji, esteemed guest of honor, Professor Sandeep Abhishekji, the delegates from ICCS, my esteemed colleagues from Utkal University, and dear students and scholars. It is an honor and a pleasure to welcome you all to this distinguished lecture program jointly organized by ICCS Odisha chapter and International Office Utkal University. The International Office Utkal University, as all of us know, it is there for intercultural interface of this university, and it gives us immense pleasure to welcome such a renowned speaker who is going to talk about exploring ancient tradition and culture. International Office not only caters to the foreign students' needs and demands in the international context, but also uh, provides opportunity for our stakeholders, university stakeholders, to make a participation in showcasing Indian culture and tradition in the global context. Through seminars and in the international conferences, we have always tried to bring into the fore our cultural and traditional pride and heritage that is so homegrown in India. We challenge the NEP 2020 has challenged the Indian education system to showcase what is the homegrown knowledge that has been very famous in the past years, but how we can validate it in the present context, in the global context, to find the relevance and put it into use. Not to just accept blindly, but to validate its relevance in the today's context and put to use in the various disciplines, across disciplines, in the domains of knowledge. It is not just natural sciences or not just in social sciences, but across different disciplines like business management, everywhere, in every domain, there is a contribution of indigenous knowledge system and homegrown skills which can be put into practice in the current scenario. So this is the kind of aim and ambition that is the NEP 2020 has envisioned for India in specific. So our university in general and international office in particular has taken up this kind of a challenge to put forth our homegrown knowledge and skills and practices through these forums, and ICCS I think is the major platform to achieve this kind of an ambition. So with this, I welcome you all to this program, and I hope that this would be really an enriching experience for all of you. Thank you so much for your kind presence.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Now I would like to request the students of History Department to present the opening song.
वन्दे उत्कल जननी 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 चारुहासमय 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 उत्कल जननी वन्दे उत्कल जननी वन्दे उत्कल जननी पूतपयोधिविधौत शरीर ताळतमाळ सुशोभित तीर प्रकटिनि कुलशिखर समीर जननी 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 वन्दे उत्कल जननी वन्दे उत्कल जननी वन्दे उत्कल जननी घन घन वन भूमि राजिता नीलभूधर मल साजित रंगे कल कल मुख
Thank you, students. Before proceeding with the lecture, may I now request Chinmay Sarpati ma'am of ICCS Odisha Center to briefly introduce our dignitaries to everyone. Please, ma'am.
व्हाट्सएप चेक कर व्हाट्सएप चेक कर
Namaste.
कॉल करूंगी
Good afternoon to you all. It is a proud privilege
content.
for all of us to be here today, and we have the distinguished and eminent scholar like Dr. Savita Acharya, Professor Yashwant Pathak, and Sandeep Kaviswarji and Ma'am Aswati Pathak, and other my dear students and other esteemed guests. So I would like to introduce, first of all, Professor Savitri Ma'am Savita Acharya, who is well known to me since long. She is the first Lady Vice Chancellor of Utkal University and served as Professor of Department of Anthropology at Utkal University, having 30 years of teaching and research experiences. She has been awarded Commonwealth Fellowship at the University of Oxford, UK. Professor Acharya has served in different capacities as Chairman of the Council, Director of College Development Council, and Director School of Women's Studies at Utkal University. Her doctoral work relates to anthropology of pilgrimage at Puri and Simanchalam in 1991 from Utkal University. She has presented research papers in world congresses organized by International Union of Anthropological and Ethnographical Sciences at China, Manchester, Brazil, Poland, University of Tübingen, and Goethe University at Germany. As a prolific writer, Professor Acharya has written over 60 research articles and edited 3 books. Her book on pilgrimage of Indian civilization has been highly acclaimed by the researchers and students. She has worked tirelessly towards bringing gender equality at the university and educational institutional level, focusing on gender sensitization and outreach activities. And secondly, Professor Yashwant Pathak, who is a well-known scholar, presently serving as Professor and Associate Dean at University of South Florida at Tampa in the United States. He has received many international awards and has published more than 70 books and edited volumes and published over 400 research papers and articles. Besides, Professor Pathak has traveled to more than 100 countries and involved in many cultural research studies. Professor Pathak is the founder member of International Center for Cultural Studies, which is basically a non-profit social cultural forum established at Nagpur in 1997, and later ICCS has turned into a great cultural movement, and more than 1,000 members of from 75 cultures of over 40 countries have joined ICCS, spreading the philosophy of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The prime interest of ICCS is to preserve and document the diverse ancient cultural traditions of the native communities across the globe in Africa, North and South America, Europe, Australia, Southeast and East Asia, which aligns with universal well-being, creating a global network of ICCS. Further, I would like to introduce Sri Sandeep Kaviswarji, who is currently serving as All India Organizing Secretary and Convener of ICCS Bharat, having its headquarters at New Delhi. He is MA in English from Amaravati University. He is a full-time Pracharak of RSS since 1998, served in Arunachal Pradesh from 2002 to 2017, Northeast Regional Organizing Committee of Banabasi Kalyan Ashram from 2018 to 2021, and All India Joint Organizing Secretary of Akhila Bharatiya Banabasi Kalyan Ashram from 2021 to March 2024 with its headquarters at Goa. So, I would like to thank PC Ma'am, Professor Savita Acharya, to give us opportunity
especially to the ICCS, you keep your seat in this university. So we are grateful to you, ma'am. Also, I would also give my gratitude, my deep respect to Professor Yashwant Pathak ji. इतना दूर से आके भी इधर नोएडा से Odisha. This is his first time visit to Odisha, and especially he has established a Jagannath Dham in United States, and in 75 acres of land. So we will connect him later on. And fortunately, Madam has also done her PhD in comparative study of Puri and Simanchalam and pilgrimage. So it is all the blessings, divine blessings of Jagannath to connect us all here. So let us take it forward as a moment. I wish everybody should participate, and like a small raindrop will create a ocean of ICCS in future. So I would also like to invite VC ma'am for long-term association, valuable association with us and other esteemed faculties and guests. Please join us in this moment, and it will be a great cultural moment of Lord Jagannath. Let us spread the philosophy of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for introducing the dignitaries to everyone. With due humbleness, I would like to request the chief guest of today's lecture, Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor Sabita Acharya ma'am, to address the meeting. Please.
Esteemed members of the dais, Professor Yashwant Pathak, Associate Dean, University of South Florida, USA, Dr. Sandeep Babishwar, the Organizing Secretary, Professor Bhaswati Patron, Coordinator, International Office, Utkal University, and Dr. Chinmay Satpathy, who is a known figure in the study of culture, Jagannath culture, and in return, all the dignitaries, guests, invitees, student friends, media persons, ladies and gentlemen. So today, distinguished lecture has been arranged by International Office. So I congratulate and extend my hearty thanks to the Office of International Office for organizing in association with ICCS for organizing such type of lecture, distinguished lecture, so that students can learn something about the world's ancient tradition and culture. So the topic of discussion today is exploring world's ancient tradition and culture. You know, India is a land of diversity. Diversity in the sense there are many different types of culture, society, religion, class, caste, creed, shape. So, you know, it is a unity in diversity. And if we say Odisha, Odisha has its own rich culture. And Odisha, you know, it is the land of temples. In Bhubaneswar, it is a temple city. In Puri is famous for the land of Lord Jagannath. And Puri is the place where Lord Jagannath is the God, universal God, and he has his own religious traditions, which are followed by all the devotees placed throughout the world. And as Dr. Chinmay Satpathy this year's worked a lot on Jagannath culture, and I have done my PhD work at Puri on Jagannath culture, as a buyer, and what is the relationship of the devotees and the Lord. How many, what is that, how many people they are coming out of devotion to visit Puri and to see Lord Jagannath. So if you say, in the state of Odisha, people are God-fearing and they believe in the God, the only God, the universal God, I mean to say, which is world, which is famous, who is famous throughout the world, that is Lord Jagannath, where we can find all Hindu traditions and cultural practices, belief system. So if you find out, if we consider only in Odisha, the eastern state of India, then we can discuss today's topic, that is ancient tradition and culture. And now we are eagerly waiting to listen the speech of Professor Yashwant Pathak. I don't know which topic he will talk to you, but he should concentrate on Odisha culture as the Jagannath Dham is placed in his place. So he should describe that how that is different from the Jagannath Dham of Puri, the Shankhaketra, the Purushottam, and the place of Hindu religion. So I will not take much time between the speaker and the audience. So I hope you will speak well and you will learn something out of his distinguished lecture on religion and culture, ancient tradition and culture. As Professor Patnaik said that in New Education Policy 2020, we have one component that is Indian knowledge system. So in Indian knowledge system, that doesn't mean only that herbal and traditional medicinal practices. It also means a lot about the origin of all religion, the Sanskrit and you can say the ancient traditions, Indian traditions. So it is a new, I think it is a old wine in new bottle, that Indian traditional knowledge system. So we are trying to remember what are the traditional practices and belief system as far as India is concerned. So now it is the topic, we will extract the thing to think that it should come under Indian traditional knowledge, Indian knowledge system. Starting from Charak, Kusur, it is a vast subject. So whatever we want to include, we can include. We can include and collect in a whole camp, I can say. So I hope he will deliver his lecture and the focus will be on ancient tradition and culture. Thank you everybody for presenting here and listening presently. Jai Jagannath.
Thank you, ma'am. With due respect, may I now request our chief speaker for the lecture today, Professor Yashwant P. Pathak, Associate Dean, University of South Florida, USA. Please, sir.
भाई टिके साइड ହେଇଯାଅ ଏଟା ଦୁସିବନି ଅସୁବିଧା ଭାଇ ପାରେଶ ଭାଇ ପାରେଶ ଭାଇ ଟିକେ ସାଇଡ ହେଇଯାଉ ସେଟା ସାଇଡ ଆପଣ ସାଇଡ ପଳାନ୍ତୁ ନହେଲେ ବସ୍
मैं जब वहां बैठा था तो अपनी महामहिम कुलगुरु उसका नाम था कविता आचार्य तो मुझे ध्यान में आया कि मेरा नाम है पाठक पाठान पठाती साहब पाठक और वो आचार्य इसलिए अमेरिका में भी मुझे उन्होंने वाइस चांसलर नहीं बनाया तो पढ़ाते हो नहीं करते हो मैडम became the vice chancellor of the university. That's an advantage of the last year. I wanted to tell that in 20 words, I had no time. But anyway, so it's such a great pleasure to come to the university near you. Because every day I go, 8 o'clock in the morning, when I sit in my car, the questions come. And then when I enter in the college, when I see the young people, that adds another 2 years in my life. And it becomes such a pleasure
मैडम
to
साइड
see young students coming in contact with
ठीक है सुंदर
and then over the period of time, educating the student through their, steering their way and helping them to make their beautiful career. And when after
अरे
some time the student calls,
इथे बसून जा.
Dr. Pathak, I want to share with you a good news.
सांगतो ही साइड येईल.
And I said, please, her name was Vishnupant. I remember her name because even if today I say that a
ఇప్పుడు
text,
కసి
she will respond back in
ఇప్పుడు
10
కూడా అంటున్నాను.
seconds. I don't call her. That's how the American system works. But she said that because,
ते चॅट
we are
बाहेर
very
पड देसो.
close.
उद्या
I
जागा करून
normally
पळा.
greet all my students, whether it is boy or girl, like my children.
ठीक आहे.
And I help him as much as possible. So she called me and said that Dr. Pathak, I want to share with you. I said, I know what you are going to share with me. So she said, how you know that? I said, you got married few months back and you are going to be mom now. That is what is obvious. And then she said, oh, Dr. Pathak, I want to share with you. I said, I am 70 years old, so I have experience of the world. No problem. But this type of relationship you can build with the student. And whether they are Chinese or African or American or anything, it's a beautiful relationship you can build with the student. And I enjoy doing that. So every time when I think like, oh, shall I go or not, my wife, we are married for 40 years, she said, Yashwant Pathak, you die in your office chair. Because you should work. And then when I go to university, my boss used to be 78 years old. And then he took another job. Now he's working in another job. He's now probably 84, 85. Still going on. And I get inspired from him. So it is a very interesting scenario around the world that the world is going through turmoil. And that is a normal thing, it is continuous. Every generation goes through turmoil because आप लोगों के पिताजी धोती वोती पहनते होंगे, फिर वो फुल पैंट पहनने लगे. The older generation was saying, तो पागल बन गए हो, फुल पैंट पहनने हो. That's what happened. This is a physical social turmoil. It happens in the society. But there are other things also happen. And if you travel around the world, how many of you have passport? And Professor Pathak so that's good. So those who do not have passport, I will take you around with me to many different countries without even visa. Does that make sense? So it's a free trip to go around the world to look at different traditions and cultures of the world, and you will enjoy that. So when I was coming there, I removed my shirt and jacket, and I said I should be looking colorful. But the moment I see our sister here, I said, oh my God, I have a competition here. What am I here? So this is a typical Indonesian batik. I normally wear it in all the international conferences. Chinmay Satsuki, she did not tell me, but I am expert in nanotechnology. And my bread and butter, little bit more of the cake also comes out of nanotechnology. For art and soul, I do the cultural studies. So if you go to Indonesia, wearing the beautiful batik, you will look at the signs. And what you will find is Sanatana Dharma University, Ganesha University, Vidya Dravya University. And you go to their emblems, Indonesia's best university is known as Bandung, it is in Bandung. And the emblem is Ganesha. And it is so interesting to see that I am an adjunct professor with Erlanga University. Erlanga means Vishnu sitting on the Garuda. That is in the language. And like that, you go to Indonesia, all the people, even though they are Muslims, but culturally and practicing Hindu. So you ask anybody, so what your name? They say, my name is Aditya Prasanna. Now you will think that he must be a hardcore RSS guy. But he goes 5 times to Namaz. And on Friday again they do that. But when you talk to him, he knows Ramayana and Mahabharata very well. they understand it very well. They can quote stories of Ramayana and Mahabharata. And not only that, I was in Bali. There was a Hindu wisdom conference. So I don't have the wisdom, but I can talk. So they said, okay, you also come. And then they put us into the front row of the cultural function. And the cultural function, the drama, was Krishna Vaipayana. That was the name of the drama. There were 4 different live orchestras, and all the people there was live singing, and that was old scriptural thing were performed. And then their chief guest was the educational minister of Indonesia, wearing a full hijab, only you can see the eye. But she said initially, Om Sri Swastiastu, because that is the greeting what Bali people do that. And even though she is wearing the whole hijab and whole, but what she started with is Om Sri Swastiastu. And then she started telling about the greatness of Hinduism and greatness of the what we have learned from that. And then it was such a unique experience in that. So that comes to the Indonesia. From there, if you go to New Zealand, which is further down, in New Zealand you will find people known as Maoris. The Maoris are experts in creating boats from one tree. And that is the expertise also in our Kerala Bandhu, Kerala family. They are known as Toda tribe is there. They are also experts. And interesting part which you will all like, especially in villages, it is practiced very well. If a death occurs in Maori family, they will never leave the dead body alone. Somebody will always be sitting with the dead body. For 10 days, they will cook the food, the village, and then bring the food to this family. And that family members will not cook. But there is another rule. They say that if somebody doesn't go to visit where the death has happened, he is outcast. He says that he doesn't have social responsibility. And these Maoris, they see the God into the rivers, hills, everywhere, the ocean, and then they do the prayer. I don't know. You all must be learning in WhatsApp university, right? Yes or no? The student, do you learn or not? I teach in US. So I always tell my students that look, WhatsApp and Facebook, if you don't respond in less than 10 seconds, you are considered to be from the third world or the fourth world. So please ignore my teaching. You must respond on Facebook and on WhatsApp because that is what brings you to them. And then send me the spreadsheet request. I will rest of the thing I will teach you in the classroom. So it is very interesting that in Maori, all these things are there, but they are so strong now today that people can do PhD in Maori culture, Maori language. They have education in medical sciences in Maori language. Can we imagine that Odisha has also large number of pharmacy background? Have we thought about creating a medical school where we teach in the Pharmacy language? Isn't it that create a pride in it? Am I right or I am wrong? We all followed mad talking in English. I'm sorry because the whole program started in English. I was thinking of talking in Marathi, Hindi. But this is how they created the pride in the ancient traditions in the world. So you go from there, come to Australian environment, because many of you are in the anthropology and other area. There is a beautiful book I will recommend you to find out and get in your library, don't mind. Books have never to be bought because I have published 70 books. And I always recommend don't buy my books. One thing is they are expensive. And you should buy the book. The book is called Shifting the Lens. Shifting the lens is nothing but looking at yourself from different lens. What we do today is we use the Western lens. You look at our anthropology, our sociology, linguistic sciences, everything, it has been developed over the period of time with the Western lens. And that's why when we start explaining ourselves, they don't understand. Because we also try to make many of our own people use the Western lens and enjoy denigrating ourselves. They love it. But the Australian Aboriginal said that unless you change the lens to look at us, you will never be able to understand us because we are different than you. This is the pride. And this is now growing all over the world in all different areas. And that's why you all young people you start thinking about how do I look at, if you look at all these beautiful videos which are circulated on WhatsApp by the Manda Buddhi, it becomes problem, right? You don't understand why he's talking like that. Have you heard about that or no? Listen to that. You understand who is Manda Buddhi? Yes or no? Is it Utkal University, is it a rule that you don't open your mouth and you don't talk and you just how is the rule? You are interested in answering, you answer me, otherwise I think that you are sleeping. If you want to sleep, I will slow down my talk. So, looking at our own lens from a different perspective is most important and we need to create our own lens. So Australian Aboriginals are now telling the white people who were the invaders. They destroyed their culture, they destroyed their library, they destroyed their school. You know. Now they are saying that you'll never be able to understand us because we need a different lens, shifting the lens. You go to the optometrist, correct? Eye doctor, so what he does is he will put a fake chashma and then he will change the lenses if you read the right thing. That is how we have to do. We have to create our own lenses and our own rules of the game. If we don't do that, then we will try to use the lenses of the Western people. We will never be able to achieve a pride about ourselves. And that's what the Australian Aboriginals did. And they are working so strong now that it is a very interesting thing. They are microscopic numbers, but it is going on with a very strong uh, attitude that no, we want to show the world we are different. And then you come to the Guatemala. Guatemala has Mayan ruins. It is so big. I had fortunate to go to many of the Guatemala ruins. And the temples are very tall. And the temples are built with like 3 ton, 5 ton boulders. So I was meeting one of my very good friends. His name was Alejandro Alejandro Cirilo Perez, and he was in the short English college there. So I asked him, Alejandro, tell me, 5,000 years back, what kind of technology Mayan people have built to take 3 ton, 5 ton boulders on the top of the temple? It is like at least 10 to 15 story building. And he immediately made fun of him. He said, Yashwant Pathak, you studied in Western philosophy. You are professor in Western country. You never understand. And he said, most of the people studying in the Western thing, they are dumb. Because they don't know themselves and they don't understand what the other people are. He was making fun of me. Finally, I said, no, 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 please tell, please tell, please tell. And then he said, okay, you will not believe, but okay, I will tell you. He said that our forefathers used to be so spiritually developed that they could lift the 3 ton, 5 ton boulder with the power of their eyes and put it there. No, I said, I didn't. He said, how you believe this? He said, in our tradition, Danta Dhaneshwar was there. And Dr. Gnaneshwara was sitting on a wall, and suddenly two people came running that there is a powerful Sant, his name is Samdeva. He is coming to visit you. He is coming in the air, sitting on the tiger, the serpent in his hand. So Sant Gnaneshwar thought that इतना बड़ा आदमी आ रहा है तो मैं भी जाता हूँ. So he just patted the wall where he was sitting and said that go and welcome him. And he went on the wall. Dimitri Sopanleo, Muktabai and Anusharji went and then Samdevji with all his ego suddenly saw that this person so young, but he come up on the non-living wall, and his ego went down. So I said, this is the story of Bharat also. So he said, okay, then you will believe me. But another interesting thing which happened was when we entered in Utkal, it was a huge Mayan, big jungle. So he said, no, 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 don't enter in, we have to do a ceremony. So the ceremony was, it was a huge tree. And the trunk was so big that 20 people will hold hands with each other. Then only the tree trunk will be covered. And then he prayed to the tree, saying that, oh tree, we are entering in the jungle, make sure that our journey through the jungle is safe and we will not have any problem. So this is an association with tree, association with animal, association with all the creation of the God. It is a very interesting thing. So when you go to America, if you come to America probably, please come to America for higher studies, you will find that the Native Americans call it bird people, tree people, animal people, they call it reptile people, and each of them have a full authority given by the God to survive the way they are. There is nothing that prevents, and they take care of all these people because they think that all these animal people, reptile people, they have the same Atman which is present in our body. So the Native American think this way. Can you believe that? Native American think this way, and that's why. And it is interesting. They, their numbers dwindled down. So ultimately, many tribes came together. So Onida, Onondaga, Cherokee, Seneca, all these 10 tribes came together, and they formed the new tribe. You know what was the name of the new tribe? Name of the new tribe was Haudeno Sauni. The meaning of the house farming was people of the big house. They can incorporate the whole world into the house. That is how they think. So you go to Europe, there is a Lithuania. Lithuania is such a country that I was lucky to go there. I met a very learned person. His name was Virginius. And he showed me 44 volumes of Roman language before Christ. 44 volumes. It was before Christ. There is Roman tradition. And they also do the Havan like us. And believe it or not, you turn the pages and say, no, this is Sanskrit word, this is Sanskrit word. Again turn the pages, this is Sanskrit word. And then you say, why don't you declare a single? That was the beauty of that. Lithuanian language contains more than 30% Sanskrit words. Their names have a lot of. If you walk in Poland, you will meet many people who will say, once they see you are Indian, then they will say, you know my name? It has come from Veda. First part is Vedic, and then they attach some Polish name. Even Poland, today, there are many people who will claim themselves to be associated with Vedic name. And the further you go South Africa or African continent, it is so interesting. I will strongly recommend you to go on Google and just start writing articles on proverbs of the ancient tradition. They are readily available. You just have to write and make a story and publish it. One of the proverbs, there is the Igbo tribe. The Igbo tribe proverb says, even the blade of grass does not move its head without the permission of God. And there is a beautiful book you should recommend your librarian to buy. It is called African Traditions and Religion, written by John M.B.T., not John B.T. And he said, right in the first chapter, he said, African people were notoriously religious in nature. They used to carry the God. They couldn't accommodate a thought that God can stay in one place and you can go only one day to meet Him in the church. So they never liked that concept. One day, one church, one group. It is not for them. But because of the forcible conversion, all the Africans, many of them became Christian. But it is very interesting because when they came to Trinidad from Africa, many people were transported from Trinidad, Africa to Trinidad. Even our people also come. I have met many Odia people who are intelligent. They still believe that they are Odia and they have small organizations also. There are Bengalis, there are Biharis, from Bihar and Uttar Pradesh. And they have if you go to Suriname, every person in Suriname, it is 52% Hindu. Every person in Suriname knows where from their forefathers came. They went in 1865. And even today, if you decide not to cook at home, most of the women will be very happy. But that's a nice gesture, not to cook at home. You have 365 days, some or other temple will have puja, and some or other temple will have katha. And after the katha is over, you need patience, listen to 3 hours. But then there is the food. And it works so well. And then even today, when they do the katha, they put a Veda Vyasa, Vyasa Pitha. And any young priest or old priest who will preaches, they will consider him as Veda Vyasa. And they even today they call it Veda Vyasa Pitha. And in Suriname, everybody speaks Hindi very well, and then Dutch. And in Suriname also there are Native Americans. So I had a fortune to go to their village, known as Bigi Poika. And in Bigi Poika, we stayed there in the Native American, which was in Amazon jungle. So we were talking about it, so how your culture is, how your traditions are, how you deal with the scenario. So they took me to a house. Now that house had several doors, but only one door is only authorized for a woman to use it. Nobody will use that door from the house. And in their 3 days of menstrual cycle, women will use that door. Rest of the time they can use any of the doors. So once the lady comes out of that door, that is the whole village knows that the menstrual cycle is going on. And then their respect will be there. They will respect the woman and they will say, oh, don't worry, we'll take care of you. And then they will never go to the water ponds. They will not go. And it was very interesting that this whole system of cultural tradition have been still practiced, going on for thousands of years. And they still practice that. They are proud of it. I was in Colombia, which is a South American country. I went to stay with Native American village. So it was the air conditioned heater hotel. Because outside air and inside the but air, same. Air conditioned. Outside, inside is same. And they never use cell phone, they never use mobile phone, they never use TV, they have no electricity. And when we were talking about their culture and tradition, I found out that they are 100% more happy than any of us. They don't have locks to their houses and they don't worry about it. And no locks, nothing else, simple food. But when we went there, I told them that I'm vegetarian. They said, okay, we have it. So they dal and chawal type something they made. We ate it. It was very interesting to see the hospitality. Atiti Devo Bhava. From a very poor family. And they were very curious to share their wisdom. And I asked them that why don't you take electricity and mobile phones and TVs and all those things? So they said that when we travel to the cities and we look at the people, how they behave, I think we are good human beings here without all these things. And we will be more productive and contributing to the culture. Very interesting. And they all are very dedicated to practice the things. Their dresses are there, they make their own dresses, they have a color. If you travel around the world, you will find that every tradition has its own colors. Every tradition has a pattern. So if you go to Africa, there are 1,000 different traditions. Zotas are there, Zulu are there, Kikuyu, Matari, Igbo, Asante, Yoruba, you name it, 1,000. I can't remember the now. You can have that. 1,000 and every tradition has a specific pattern of color. And the Africans, when they look at each other, they will recognize that this guy is from this tribe. And they are very proud of that. Their houses also have patterns of 20. And they will know that this is from Namibia or he is from Uganda or something like that. So these cultures are not happened yesterday. What happened yesterday is our president. You remember Bill Clinton? Have you heard this name? So Bill Clinton is very famous person. Everybody knows him around the world. Not for his contribution. So Bill Clinton went to Russia, and then all the American pictures papers were publishing his picture eating the French fry. And he said that American culture is trading in Russia, eating French fries. So, and on the contrary, these people, thousands of years are surviving ancient traditions around the world. And they have colorful traditions, nice houses, and they all stick to their tradition. And this is happening all over the world. Numbers have dwindled down. But now the things are changing. And in every country, like the Mayan president, who was the disciple of Alejandro, he took the oath in Mayan language. And he said, I am Maya. I became the president of Guatemala, but I am not Christian. I am Maya. His pride was shown. Same thing you have seen in many African countries. And they don't use English for giving the food. They use their traditional language. So there is an awareness being created around the world. But there are some commonalities which I would like to share with a couple of people. First commonality is that, have you heard about survey? What is next? You said you know it. No? Sorry about that. Oh, I know. Anybody can say the next part of that? Yes, please. Raise the hand. Go ahead. What next?
माइकটা আছে
Now you are loud.
मैं दे दो ना पास कर दो ना
Why you are shy?
FYCD कॉर्डलेस में दरकार কি
Fantastic. Did you blink your eyes while saying that? Have you thought what you are saying? Why you didn't say only Uriya people will go to heaven? Marathi people like Yashwant Pathak do that. Have you thought about that? Without blinking our eyes, whether you are from Kashmir or Kanyakumari, from Assam to Mumbai, all of us say this great prayer without blinking our eyes. This prayer is nothing but you are praying for total humanity. You are not praying for Utkal, you are not praying for Udiya. Then Udiya will say Sambalpur Udiyas are different than the Jagannath Puri Udiyas. So they should go to heaven. These will go to hell. You know, it doesn't happen. Because we as Hindus or the Sanatanis, whatever you want to call it, we never thought about such a small thought process. We always thought about total humanity. And that's why when you go to all these traditions, ancient traditions, pre-Christian ancient traditions, they are not gender biased. All our female students, they will love it because all of them have goddesses and gods. There is no gender bias. There are goddesses and gods. They say that they are all equal. In America, the Pope declared that women have flown last century, and that's why you according to Christianity. But according to the ancient tradition, you had all the power to become the goddess. And you go anywhere, you look at the goddesses of the world, you find every tradition has goddesses. Mother goddesses, Supreme Mata, Jaladevata, Oshu, all different names are there. And not only that, they have human relationship with God. Now, how many of you, don't raise your hand, just say like that. When there was a match paper, how many of you went to the temple and said, Kalka Pastor? Maths or a difficult paper. In my day, I used to take ₹1 peda and offer to God. And then next day I was here. Nowadays, you might be ₹100 peda. Ganesha has raised the prices now. So, this was the human relationship with God. We never go to temple empty-handed. God may give anything or doesn't give you. But you don't need a mediator in you. You can just go to God and that's it. So this type of human relationship with God is experienced by all the ancient traditions. There is a concept of karma theory. And I will give you a very nice story. There is a Zulu tradition in Africa. It says that every creation of God in Zulu tradition, when they say creation, they don't restrict themselves to the human being. They cover the animal, they cover the tree, they cover the plant, they cover the river, tree, everything. They say that every creation of God has ideology and over the period of time, undergoing several births and rebirths and doing lot of good things in our life, ideology gets assimilated into ithongo, as if the raindrop water gets assimilated into ocean. So we all carry the Atman. But what is our ultimate aim? Moksha. And trying to get assimilated with the Paramatma. This is what Guru people are saying. They think about this. They recognize this and they recognize the existence of Atma in animals. Our Ramakrishna Paramahamsa,
Intercity ଯିବ
you all know the story, right?
ସମୀର ଭାଇ
Somebody was beating the Ravana,
ବାଟ ଦେଇ ଆସିବୁ
all the beating on his back.
ଜବଡ଼ା
Because he was one in the ground. And that type of philosophy is there in the ancient tradition. Not only that, they believe in birth and rebirth. So in Australian Aboriginal, when a child is born, the child's parent or mother's parent or father's parent get a dream. And then the child is associated to a particular clan. So they have black pie clan, barramundi fish, all the supporting clans are there.
बहुत लगे
Once you are assigned to a particular clan, you will never marry a person from the same clan. Never. And it is such a purity of relationship that you can send your teenager girl with the same clan person, nothing will happen. They will be behaving like brother and sister, and they will take care of each other. This is the purity of relationship. And that's where they believe in this birth, rebirth, karma theory, not just what we do, family tradition. So this is a very interesting area where I request you all to look at it. And once you start getting into it, you will find that, oh my God, fascination, fascinating stories, fascinating ceremonies, fascinating, their wisdom. And that's where you can start working on it, publish it. And ICCS does that same thing. All over the world, we have almost 50 people, 60 people. So I am going to conclude my talk with the last statement, and that is from a Native American. The Native American elders say that if you want to talk to God, it is very easy. Go to Jagannath Puri and meditate, just follow that. But it says that go to a secluded place and meditate. A time comes when you understand the music of the breeze flowing through the woods, when you understand the language of the birds that talk with each other, when you understand the music of the water flowing through the streams, and then the Native American says the best way to talk to God is to keep yourself mum. The moment you start talking, God stops talking. हरि ओम, धन्यवाद, नमस्कार, बहुत अच्छा लगा आपको लोगों को मिलकर। I have my boss here sitting next to me. If you allow me to invite you to talk about little bit how ICCS activities are going on, you may go home in 5 minutes. Then we can please. I'm in the ancient tradition, they said that you don't have the agenda. Because once you put the agenda, you would have missed. You would have missed Bandit also. Let it come and let it come. You are going to kill me. In America, I am scared of the students, but the guys. जय जगन्नाथ।
जय जगन्नाथ।
अरे इतना धीरे से थोड़ा जोर से। जय जगन्नाथ।
जय जगन्नाथ।
जय जगन्नाथ। जय जगन्नाथ। The whole program is going on in English, but I will talk in Hindi only because you all understand Hindi. I suppose
तो एक 5-10 मिनट लेंगे। थोड़ा हाथ ऐसा करिए सब लोग, जोर से बोलिए लड्डू। लड्डू से भी कुछ नहीं होता। लड्डू पापड़, लड्डू पापड़, पापड़ पापड़ करता है। This is पापड़ नो, then लड्डू। अब मैं बोलूंगा आपने करना है, जो आउट हो जाएगा वो ऐसा माथे पर हाथ रख दीजिए, ठीक है? ईमानदारी से करना, थोड़ा भी हाथ ऐसा होने से आउट है। देखते ईमानदार कौन है, खेल ईमानदारी का है। लड्डू बोलना नहीं, करना। पापड़ पापड़, हाथ 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 माथे पर, ईमानदारी से। लड्डू पापड़, लड्डू पापड़ पापड़, लड्डू लड्डू पापड़ पापड़ पापड़, लड्डू पापड़ पापड़, लड्डू लड्डू। ओके, तो ये कंसंट्रेशन के लिए गेम है, आपको खेलिए। सामने डिस्ट्रैक्शन हो रहा है, फिर भी आपको कंसंट्रेशन रहना। आप क्या है, मेरे हाथ की तरफ देख रहे, इसलिए गड़बड़ है। आप मेरे शब्द सुनते तो नहीं होगा, है ना? तो हाउ टू फेस द डिस्ट्रैक्शंस इन आवर स्टडी, ये भी इस गेम से बहुत सारे गेम वो हम ICCS में सिखाते विदेशी लोगों को। तो मैं बोलूंगा मीता कुए ओयासिन, आप सबने ऐसा हाथ जोड़ना और ऊपर हाथ करके कहना आहो। क्या बोलना है? आहो। मीता कुए ओयासिन, आहो। मीता कुए ओयासिन, आहो। मीता कुए ओयासिन, आहो। It means we are all related. This is Native American Sioux community का ये proverb है। हम सब एक से दूसरे से जुड़े हुए हैं। आपको 2-3 कहानी बताऊंगा तो और थोड़ा अच्छा लगेगा कि कैसे वी आर ऑल रिलेटेड। नाइजीरिया में बच्चे का जन्म होता है तो तीसरे दिन उसकी नाइजीरियन माँ बेबी को लेकर नदी के पास जाती है और उस नदी को बच्चे के पैर लगा के टच करती है। She will touch her feet or the baby's feet to the river and she will pray. ये बच्चा तुम्हारा ही है, इसको ज्ञान देना, इसको शक्ति देना, इसका संरक्षण करना। अब आप में से कोई उड़ीसा से जाकर महानंदा नदी को माँ मानते हैं, इसलिए नाइजीरियन पीपल ने भी माँ बोलना चाहिए नदी को, ऐसा सिखाने गए थे क्या? नहीं, लेकिन फिर भी वो नाइजीरियन पीपल नदी को माँ मानते हैं। आर्मेनिया में बहुत बड़े बड़े सूर्य मंदिर है, कोणार्क से कोई सीख कर नहीं गया, लेकिन वो भी सूर्य को भगवान मानते हैं आर्मेनिया में। इराक में एजेदी नाम के लोग हैं, वो सूर्य की पूजा करते हैं और रोज अग्नि की पूजा मतलब यज्ञ करते हैं इराक में। आपको लगता है इराक में तो सब मुस्लिम है, ऐसा नहीं। वहाँ एजेदी नाम की कम्युनिटी है, वो एजेदी लोग जो है तो अग्नि की पूजा करते हैं। लिथुआनिया में रोमोआ नाम की कम्युनिटी है, वो जो है अग्नि की पूजा करते हैं। ऐसे बहुत दुनिया में गया। दूसरी एक छोटी स्टोरी, इंग्लैंड में अपने ICCS के कार्यकर्ता गए और वहां के ड्रिट नाम की जनजाति को मिले, वो एल्डर को मिले, उनका नाम था ताहोम। तो ताहोम से मिलने के बाद बताया ताहोम को कि हम इंडिया से आए हैं, भारत से, तो बहुत खुश हो। उन्होंने कहा कि आप दूसरे व्यक्ति है मेरे पास आने वाले, अब मेरा विश्वास पक्का हो गया है। बोला क्या विश्वास? मतलब मैंने मेरे पिताजी को एक सवाल पूछा कि वी ब्रूट्स, हम बहुत कम बचे हैं, हमारे सब लोग कन्वर्ट हो गए क्रिश्चियनिटी में, इस्लाम में, हमारा कल्चर खत्म हो गया, हमारी लैंग्वेज खत्म हो रही है, थोड़े से बचे हैं, माइक्रोस्कोपिक माइनॉरिटी, हाउ विल वी सर्वाइव, हम कैसे बचेंगे? कोई है दुनिया में हमको बचाने वाला? तो मेरे दादाजी बताते थे, यस, द पीपल फ्रॉम इंडिया विल कम टू अस एंड दे विल हेल्प अस टू सेव आवर आइडेंटिटी। ऐसा मेरे दादाजी ने बोला था। और अब ICCS के लोग हमारे ट्वीट्स को बचाने के लिए आ गए, अब हम जरूर बचेंगे, हमारा भी नाम दुनिया में रहेगा। ऐसा अभी की घटना है 20 साल पहले। तो ट्रिट नाम की जनजाति वो विश्वास करती है कि हाँ दुनिया में हमारे जैसे सोचने वाले लोग हैं। इसलिए भारत के जो लोग हैं उनका ड्यूटी है, मोस्ट ड्यूटी है, क्या ड्यूटी है? उनका ड्यूटी है, हम जो बोलते हैं वसुधैव कुटुंबकम, पुत्रो हम पृथिव्याः, बोलते हैं ना कि मैं पुत्र हूं किसका? धरती का। ऐसा बोलते हैं, यदि पुत्रो हम पृथिव्याः है, माता पृथ्वी है, तो पृथ्वी पर रहने वाले सब मेरे बंधु भगिनी हैं। तो उनका प्रोटेक्शन, उनका प्रिजर्वेशन, उनका प्रमोशन, उनके कल्चरल आइडेंटिटी को बचाना भी हमारा काम है। इसलिए अब्राहमिक रिलीजन्स ने जैसा आक्रमण करके उनकी आइडेंटिटी को खत्म कर दिया, मायन एस्टेक कल्चर को, इंडिक कल्चर को लगभग नष्ट कर दिया कोलंबस ने वहां जाकर। इधर बाकी जगह में भी ऐसा ही हुआ। इराक के यजीदीस केवल बचे, बाकी लोग खत्म हो गए। इराक में पारसी लोग थे, उनको भाग कर आना पड़ा भारत में। वहां इजराइल में जूस थे, उनको भाग कर आना पड़ा भारत में, और वर्ल्ड की 60 कंट्रीज में वो डिस्ट्रीब्यूट हो गए, फैल गए। ऐसे सब जगह हुआ। ऑस्ट्रेलिया के एबोरिजिनल्स, उनको जंगलों में, रिजर्व एरिया में रख दिया है आज भी। न्यूजीलैंड की माओरी कम्युनिटी, जिस लेडी का हम भाषण सुन रहे हैं आजकल यूट्यूब पर, सोशल मीडिया पर जोर जोर से एक लड़की न्यूजीलैंड की पार्लियामेंट में अपने ट्राइब के लिए चिल्ला रहे, देखा सबने? शी इज माओरी। माओरीज को 10 साल पहले तक वोटिंग राइट्स भी नहीं थे, क्योंकि यूरोपियन लोगों ने न्यूजीलैंड पर कब्जा कर दिया और माओरी को जंगल में भगा दिया। तो ये सारे कम्युनिटीज ऐसा बोल रहे हैं आज, वी शैल गो टू आवर रूट्स, हमको अपने रूट्स के तरफ देखना चाहिए, हमको बैक होना चाहिए, क्योंकि रूट्स ही नहीं रहेंगे तो हम कभी भी उखड़ जाएंगे दुनिया से, हमारी आइडेंटिटी नहीं। और ये रूट्स को ढूंढने में, उनके रूट्स को मजबूत करने में आईसीसीएस काम कर रहा है। इस आईसीसीएस के काम में आप सब लोग हाथ से जुड़ गए, ऐसा मैं मानता हूं। और आप सबको अपील करता हूं कि 1997 में जो आईसीसीएस नागपुर में शुरू हुआ, भुवनेश्वर में आज 2024 में पहुंचा है। तो भारत में केवल हमने 20 सिटीज को चुना है, उसमें भुवनेश्वर एक है, क्योंकि जगन्नाथ की धरती है। तो भुवनेश्वर, आउट ऑफ दैट 20 cities, one of them is Bhubaneswar. For ICCS, a vibrant ICCS sector in Bhubaneswar will be there in 2 or 3 years. आज से स्टार्ट हो गया, ऐसा मैं मानता हूं। आप सबका क्या काम रहेगा? तो आप कुछ भी पढ़िए, आप मैथमेटिक्स पढ़िए, केमिस्ट्री पढ़िए, कॉमर्स पढ़िए, कुछ भी, मेरा कोई वो प्रॉब्लम नहीं। लेकिन आप सबको एक अपील कर रहा हूं मैं कि वर्ल्ड की, भारत के बाहर की एक ट्रेडिशन आप पढ़ना शुरू करें। ट्रेडिशन पढ़ना इसका मतलब उस पर पीएचडी ही करना, ऐसा नहीं। पीएचडी करेंगे तो मुझे और खुशी होगी, हम आपको हेल्प करेंगे पीएचडी करने में। लेकिन पीएचडी नहीं भी करना है तो एक ट्रेडिशन के बारे में अच्छा अभ्यास करना, कि मैं अफ्रीका की कोई ट्रेडिशन पढ़ूंगा, मैं इंडोनेशिया की ट्रेडिशन पढ़ूंगा, मैं वियतनाम की ट्रेडिशन पढ़ूंगा, ऐसा कोई भी एक ट्रेडिशन पकड़िए और उसको पढ़ते रहिए। और उस पर आप 1 महीने में कभी आधा घंटा का प्रेजेंटेशन दीजिए अपने स्टूडेंट्स के सामने, आईसीसीएस आपको प्लेटफॉर्म प्रोवाइड करेगा। तो ऐसा रिसर्च डॉक्यूमेंटेशन का काम उत्कल यूनिवर्सिटी करे, ये मैं आपको अपील कर रहा हूं। आप किताब लिखिए, एक ट्रेडिशन पर अच्छा अभ्यास करिए, 5 साल किताब लिखिए, आईसीसीएस भी पब्लिश जरूर पब्लिश करेंगे। कोई पीएचडी करना चाहता है कि मैं मायन कल्चर पर पीएचडी करना चाहता हूं, अमेरिका में मुझे स्कॉलरशिप मिल गई है, तो वहां लोकल मायन लोगों से कनेक्ट करना, वहां भी आईसीसीएस का काम है, ये काम आईसीसीएस करेगा। किसी को लगता है मैं इंग्लैंड के ब्रिट्स पर करूंगा, किसी को लगता है मैं जुलू पर करूंगा, किसी को लगता है मैं बार्ड्स पर करूंगा, किसी को लगता है मैं और किसी ट्राइब पर करूंगा, तो आपको हम उसके लिए सहायता दे सकते हैं, कनेक्ट दे सकते हैं। हर जहां भी आप वर्ल्ड में जाएंगे वहां आपको आईसीसीएस का कनेक्ट मिलेगा। तो इसलिए आप आईसीसीएस से जुड़िए। अभी उड़ीसा में 2 प्रोग्राम हो गए आईसीसीएस के, आप लोग नहीं थे। एक रहता है हर महीने में वेबिनार ऑनलाइन, उस सेशन में भारत के बाहर की जितनी ट्रेडिशन है उसमें से एक आदमी, रिसोर्स पर्सन, उस अपने कम्युनिटी के ट्रेडिशन पर बोलता है, आप उनसे क्वेश्चन आंसर कर सकते हैं। इट विल बी अ लाइव सेशन, ऑनलाइन सेशन। वो एक शुरू हो गया है अभी हर महीने में। कौन सा दिन अपना तय है यहाँ, ऐसा कुछ तय हुआ? कौन सा दिन? फर्स्ट फ्राइडे, सेकंड फ्राइडे, फर्स्ट फ्राइडे, ओके, फर्स्ट फ्राइडे, थर्ड फ्राइडे वेबिनार, ओके, वेबिनार on third Friday at 7:38 p.m. तो ये वेबिनार शुरू हो गया, आप लोग जुड़ सकते हैं, संजय सर से आप उसकी लिंक पा सकते हैं। आप एक एक ट्रेडिशन को हर महीने में सुनेंगे। दूसरा, प्रेजेंटेशन। प्रेजेंटेशन आपको करना है, आप में से कोई फेलोज करेगा, रिसर्च स्कॉलर करेगा, स्टूडेंट करेगा, फैकल्टी करेगा, सबको ऑफर है। तो इस जनवरी महीने से एक प्रेजेंटेशन उड़ीसा में भुवनेश्वर का, ऐसे ही सब लोग एक जगह आएंगे, वो प्रेजेंटेशन देंगे, वर्ल्ड के इवेंट है। लास्ट टाइम हुआ इंडोनेशिया पर, अपने यहाँ सुभाष सर थे, प्रोफेसर सुभाष, उन्होंने वो किया। ऐसा हर महीने एक एक करें। ऐसा करते करते यहाँ एक डिजिटल लाइब्रेरी, डिजिटल म्यूजियम, यदि उत्कल यूनिवर्सिटी में आईसीसीएस के लिए कोई छोटा जगह मिलती है तो वहाँ एक रिसर्च सेंटर, ऐसा आईसीसीएस का काम यहाँ शुरू होने वाला है। तो आप सबसे अपील है, आप सभी लोग आईसीसीएस के काम में लगिए, और आपको आईसीसीएस का आइडियल काम देखना है तो स्टूडेंट का एक स्टडी टूर आप यहाँ से उत्कल यूनिवर्सिटी से करिए। किसी मैडम को भी हम रिक्वेस्ट करेंगे, यहाँ से आप सूर्य का पहला किरण भारत में जहाँ पड़ता है, कौन सा प्रदेश है? अरुणाचल प्रदेश। अरुणाचल प्रदेश में चाइना बॉर्डर पर अपना एक रीवॉच नाम का आईसीसीएस का सेंटर है। रीवॉच, रिसर्च इंस्टीट्यूट फॉर बर्ड्स, ट्रेडिशनल कल्चर्स एंड हेरिटेज, दिस इज रीवॉच। तो ये रीवॉच इंस्टीट्यूट देखने आप जरूर जाए। वहाँ 3 म्यूजियम ब्लॉक्स है, एक मदर लैंग्वेज सेंटर है, एक डॉक्यूमेंटेशन स्टूडियो है, हर्बल गार्डन है, आयुर्वेदा पंचकर्म चिकित्सा है, ट्रेडिशनल हीलिंग सिस्टम वहां चलता है। ऐसे बहुत सारा वाइब्रेंट सेंटर है, आप देखेंगे तो खुश हो जाएंगे कि यही रहना चाहिए। लेकिन वैसा सेंटर, उससे भी अच्छा सेंटर हमको उड़ीसा में करना है, भुवनेश्वर में करना है। तो आप जैसे यूथ लोगों का काम रहेगा इस सेंटर को अच्छा डेवलप करना। ये गवर्नमेंट का सेंटर नहीं रहेगा, ये आईसीसीएस का और उड़ीसा के पीपल्स का सेंटर है, हमारा सेंटर है, जनता का सेंटर रहेगा। जनजातियों के बारे में डॉक्यूमेंटेशन होगा, वर्ल्ड की ट्रेडिशन पर डॉक्यूमेंटेशन रिसर्च होगा। ऐसा कुछ सेंटर यहाँ उड़ीसा में खड़ा हो भुवनेश्वर के पास, ऐसे हमारी इच्छा है। आप सबका बहुत समय नहीं लूंगा, बहुत देर से आप बैठ रहे हैं, लेकिन आप सबको ये फिर से अपील करता हूँ कि एवरी थर्ड सैटरडे एंड एवरी फर्स्ट फॉर which will be fixed, I don't know, for presentation.
Third Friday and second Friday.
Second Friday is presentation, physical presentation, and third Friday is online webinar. So you note this and kindly attend both the seminars or webinars and presentations. That is my humble request to you. तो बस इतना ही बोलते हुए भाषण में समाप्त करता हूँ। नमस्ते, जय हिंद।
Thank you so much, sir, for giving us such insight on world's tradition and ancient culture. Now I would like to request Professor Seema Malik ma'am, co-coordinator of International Office, to render the formal thanksgiving. Please.
A very good evening to all. This is my proud privilege, and also with all humility, I offer a vote of thanks to our distinguished guests. Honorable Vice Chancellor Madam, in her absence here, we profoundly thank you for her support and encouragement. She's always with us, and in a few words that she said, she expressed the desire for integration of culture and religious practices. She highlighted from her PhD work, which she has done on Jagannath culture and a comparative study with Himachal culture. In fact, she has highlighted on both the religious practices and has emphasized on integrating of cultural practices. I also thank Professor Yashwant Pathak ji, who took us through a journey around the globe. In a world which is vastly, quickly changing, diversities are appearing, plurality is appearing, and in this plural world, he has taken us from Indonesia to Africa, to different tribes, from Africa to the Red Indians, from the Maoris. He has taken us to the Maoris also, Maoris in New Zealand, Indonesian culture, then moved up to indigenous communities in America, indigenous communities in Europe. In fact, we see that in a world that is fast changing, the emergence of new identities, which have to be recognized. In a globalized world, we have seen a homogenization trend, but now there is, as Sandeep ji said, that we all need to go back to our roots. So thank you, sir, for taking us to our roots, taking us to different cultures and practices, and where we learn from each other and we respect the cultures, we respect the traditions. It is not just we look from a Western lens, we look from all indigenous communities. We look through the lens of indigenous groups, indigenous communities, aboriginal population. And India being a huge diversity, India has a huge diversity, like Sir was telling, from different parts of Europe and Mayan culture in Guatemala, Latin America. Our northeast also, the northeast of India, we have different shores, different tribes have different dresses, and we identify tribes from their dresses and also the shawls that they weave. So thank you so much, sir, for providing us with deep insights into a global picture of indigenous communities and aboriginal people. I also take this opportunity to thank Sri Sandeep ji for highlighting the immense work that has been done by ICCS and the program that he has chalked out for in front of us. It is it will immensely help our communities, it will immensely help our students to come to understand different cultures globally, different identities globally, and the practices that you have put in terms of webinars and discussions and presentations will go a long way in helping our dear students. I also take this opportunity to thank Professor Yashwant Pathak, Coordinator International Office, for supporting and always encouraging us. I also thank the International Office for the support, Dr. Sanjay, Dr. Lucy, Dr. Sapna, and I also take this opportunity to thank Chinmay Madam ji. She's also there, she's always been there with us, ICCS support there. And last not the least, I thank all our dear students with us who have supported us and who has made this program a very successful one. And finally, the media people, thank you all. Thank you all for being present with us. Have a good day. Namaskar.
Thank you so much, ma'am. With this, we have come to the end of this lecture. Now I will request everyone as we proceed out of the hall. Thank you. I will request our dignitaries to gather here for a photo session.
Madam, look at the. Great butter and piece of cake. You gave me the-
One small announcement for all of you. ICCS is now online in YouTube as well as Facebook. You can also see it has been live telecasted. If you want to like and follow for more webinars and everything, talks on the ancient tradition and culture, please like and follow the Facebook and YouTube page. Thank you. It is the @ICCS.Odisha. Kindly search right now. If you have any issues, I will guide you through.
ठीक लगा क्या भाषण? Once we go to America for postdoc, they will find out. और ये भी करना है भाई, दो चीजें आई वांट टू शेयर विद यू.
इलांटे पड़े अच्छा
Regular police. नहीं, services, public services. Because with your background, it can be live, go to another country because there are so many opportunities for you all. So you can do your PhD in Finland. Finland is good. You can go to European countries. They have a lot of good facilities. So try to get out of the country. Just learn and find out how the other people are doing. माहौल खत्म हो गया. हमारे लिए क्या कर गए लेकिन आपको वापस आएंगे. We have good food here, nice things. You will enjoy more here. फिनलैंड में आप जाएंगे तो 6 महीना सूरज ही नहीं दिखता है. 6 महीना सूरज रात को दिखता नहीं है. Most of the people in Finland have depression problem because it is so Jagannath Puri or Odisha is better than Finland. If you come to America, our town, we have 140 inches of snow. 140 इंच का स्नो होता है. आपके यहाँ 2 इंच पड़ता है इधर तो आप खुश हो जाते हैं आ गया स्नो. You know, keep. I will tell you last thing. You can follow after me. Low aim. No, I have loudly go. Low aim, but not failure. Is it right? So never keep a low aim. Because the moment you keep a low aim, वो बोलेगा नहीं मैं अभी रिक्शा चलाता हूँ कोई चिंता नहीं, दैट्स नॉट बैड, बट योर एम बट नॉट फेल्योर, राइट, इवन इफ यू फेल डजंट मैटर, बट लो एम रखने से नुकसान है। और दूसरा ऐसा करना कि जब यू अप्लाई फॉर पीएचडी 100 जगह पे एप्लीकेशन करना, वो ईमेल आके कि हमको पीएचडी करना है, हमको पीएचडी करना है, उसमें दो चार तो लग जाते हैं, लेकिन आपने वो दो चार और 96, 97, 98, 99 है कि 1, 2, 3, 4 है, ये पता नहीं है। So we have to apply for it. And I work very well for you. I work I am very happy. I love to interact with
So all of you are going to join ICCS, no?
Yeah.
Yes.
From when?
And there is no fee or there is no registration fee.
Second Friday.
सेल्फी फेसबुक पे डालोगे? ओके, ले लो जल्दी, देखो सब लोग मांगेंगे, एक मिनट में ले लो। ओके, यू कैन डू व्हाट यू वांट टू डू बट आई एम गोइंग। ठीक है, ले लो सेल्फी, ले लो और खत्म काम। वाओ, you know who is prominent in that picture? She is the one who is prominent. चलिए, चलना चाहिए। फर्स्ट क्लास, गुड, बढ़िया, धन्यवाद। गॉड ब्लेस यू ऑल, टेक केयर। Are we leaving?
कितने बिलियन पड़े
अभी आप यशवंत के साथ फोटो खींच रहे हैं, अगली बार आपके साथ लोगों को खींचना चाहिए, ऐसा कुछ नहीं।
I am so surprised to see a lady who stayed in my town for 7, 8 years, so we recognize her. She stayed in Tampa. Then you are not. Oh, अभी तक recently, but we never met in Tampa because she is active in many activities, but not in.
Because not given the
Yes,
part
sir.
that you will be.
Yeah, that's. We just. Okay, thank you so much, all of you. I would like the